ABC Kinderteach presents A Seed Grows, written by Antoinette Portis. A seed falls. This is a sunflower seed, and that's what it really looks like. So the picture is pretty close to what it really looks like, doesn't it? And settles into the soil, which means it kind of sinks into the soil a little bit. And the sun shines. And the rain comes down. So the sun shines, the rain comes down. There's a seed in the ground, so yes, it must be growing into a sunflower seed, a little bit anyway. And the seed sprouts, which means it begins to grow. And so there's the seed and there's the little sprout. And that's what one would really look like. A real sunflower seed. And pushes into the open air. And so it was in the ground, and now it's pushed out of the ground and starts to grow into a sunflower plant. And the plant grows. And see, it dropped the little shell off after it was able to grow on its own, and it is getting bigger. And grows. It's getting bigger and bigger. And this is what it would look like as it's growing. And grows. Boy, it's getting very big. Sometimes they get taller than people, until it forms a bud right there. And you can see it in this picture as well. That blossoms into a flower, or turned into a flower, a sunflower. And here's what a tall sunflower looks like. It's taller than a person in this one. And there's the flower, and there's another flower, which fills with seeds. So these are seeds inside. And that's what the seeds look like, which is just like it did in the first picture. But there are many, 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 many more of them here that drop to the ground and feed the birds. So they take them, they haul them away, and when they do that, it helps to spread the seeds to different places. That nest in the leaves, there's the birds nesting in the leaves, in the tops of trees, where the sun shines. Wait a minute, the sun shined earlier in this book, and a seed falls. It's starting back over again. The seed falls, it grows into a sunflower plant, and then it blossoms, and then there's going to be more seeds. Parts of a sunflower seed. The striped shell. This hard shell protects the seed inside until things are ripe for it to grow. The seed itself, which is inside of this one, is made up of a tiny baby plant, and food is also in there for the plant to grow until it can stick out of the ground. What the seed needs to grow or sprout: good soil or dirt, a safe place for a seed to grow or sprout, and it also gives needed minerals, kind of like vitamins. A sunflower seed starts to grow when the sun warms the soil. So when the soil is warm, it tells the seed, It's time for me to start growing. Water needs to enter a seed to start its growth. So when it rains, the water gets inside the seed and it starts to grow. A seed also needs oxygen or air to grow or germinate. Parts of a sunflower plant. The flower is an important part of the plant. The large petaled structure, this thing, actually contains hundreds of tiny flowers in the center. When pollinated, which means when the bees come by, each little flower produces a new seed. The bright color of flower petals attracts pollinators like bees and butterflies. So it says, since this is so pretty and bright, bees and butterflies come to see what's going on. The leaves gather energy from sunlight so it can grow and turns it into food for the plant through a process called photosynthesis, which means it takes the sun and converts it to energy that it can use to grow. The stem or stalk holds the leaves up to sunlight. Inside it has channels, which means like tubes, that carry water and food around the plant. Below the ground there are roots. Roots not only anchor the plant, which means it keeps it from falling over, they draw water and minerals, or like vitamins, up from the soil to help the plant grow. So it kind of sucks water and kind of like vitamins out of the dirt and the soil, and it draws up so it can use it. This is the life cycle of a sunflower plant. What happens? This is what we saw. We saw seeds fall down or disperse. The seeds sprout, which means they grow. The stem, leaves, and roots grow. They get bigger. A bud forms. Flower blooms. Seeds form, and it starts back over. And so they call it a cycle because it keeps, like a bicycle, it keeps going around and around and around and around and around.